Hello, everyone. Welcome to the July 25th, 2023 Planning Commission for the City meeting for the City of Mauldin. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Mr. Deerhog, will you please call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Commissioner Ready? You'll say present into the mic.
Present. Thank you.
Commissioner Eskridge,
Present.
Commissioner Bixler,
Present.
and our chairman, Commissioner Paulson.
Present.
And just to note that both Commissioners Locklear and Green were not available tonight. We excuse them.
Thank you. Please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Flag, United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. During tonight's meeting, we'll be discussing the following agenda items. We're going to approve the minutes from the Planning Commission meeting from May. We're going to discuss a rezone for Arden Woods at Fork Shoals and Ashmore Bridge. And we're going to review a development plan for Oasis Animal Hospital. If you're here for any item not listed on the agenda I just read out, we'll not be able to discuss that during our meeting tonight, but you're welcome to come to talk to one of us after the meeting or during office hours for whatever you want to talk about. Our commission tonight will do their best to maintain professionalism and courtesy throughout the meeting, and we ask all others to do the same. Please refrain from clapping or other disturbances. There will be time provided for members of the public to speak during each business item on the agenda that we discussed tonight. And now please deactivate or silence any personal electronic devices you may have. We're going to begin with a review and approval of the minutes from the May 23rd, 2023 Planning Commission. Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes? I have a motion from Commissioner Eskridge to approve the minutes. Do I have a second? I have a second from Commissioner Bixler. Any discussion regarding the minutes? If not, I'd like to go ahead and call for a vote. All in favor, please indicate by raising your right hand and saying aye. Aye. That's a unanimous vote. Thank you. The next item on our agenda tonight is a requested rezoning at Ashmore Bridge and Fork Shoals Road. We're going to talk about expanding the C2 zoning at Arden Woods commercial out parcel. We're going to begin with an introduction of this item from staff. After that, I'll ask any members of the commission if they need to disclose any conflicts of interest or ex parte communication regarding this item. After this, the applicant will be given an opportunity to comment if they need to. Following the applicant's comments, I'm going to open the floor to public comment. Members of the public who wish to comment will be granted up to 3 minutes to speak, and you'll only be allowed to speak once. You cannot concede your time to other speakers. We're going to try to keep the meeting moving as fast as possible, so 3 minutes. And while others are talking, please refrain from disturbances. After each person who wishes to speak has had their turn, we'll close the floor to public comment and provide the applicant with an opportunity to provide any final comments. After this, we'll receive the recommendation of staff. Mr. Deerhog, will you please introduce this item?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. So the city received a petition to request the expansion of the commercial zoning for this tract of land that's shown on the display right now at the corner of Ashmore Bridge Road and Fork Shoals Road. Includes expanding the existing C2 commercial zoning at this commercial out parcel in front of the Arden Woods development. This next slide shows you how that zoning is being expanded. The solid red portion there at the corner is what's currently zoned C2, and the hashed area is where that's expanding to. So in all, it's expanding by approximately 6 acres. The reason for this expansion is to make way for a grocery development on this tract. This will entail losing a few of the townhomes that were planned for the Arden Woods project. They're going to lose 17 of the plots that were previously planned for townhomes. So the unit count in that project will go down just a little bit. Whereas before they were planning on 715 lots in that development, it will now be 698 lots. But this is the introduction I have for this evening. Glad to answer any questions that you may have when we get to that point.
Thank you. Before I continue, let me ask the commission, does anyone have a conflict of interest or ex parte communication to disclose regarding this item? Thank you. Is the applicant here tonight? Do you have any comments after the introduction? You'll have another opportunity later if you like. Thank you. I'd like to open the floor to public comments at this time. Are there any members of the public who'd like to put their opinion on record? No? Okay. I'm going to close the floor then. No more comment. And do any members of the commission have any questions for the applicant? Okay then. No questions for the applicant. Mr. Deerhog, will you please provide the recommendation of staff?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. So this has been a booming area for residential development up and down Ashmore Bridge Road as well as Fork Shoals Road. So this opportunity to welcome a grocer into this area of the city is going to be a welcome opportunity and very exciting. Right now, if you've been out to that area, you've seen that Spinks is currently building a convenience store and gas station right across the street on the other side of Fork Shoals Road from this property. So naturally having a grocery store there will just continue to add to the opportunities there and will fill the needs of the many residents that are moving into that area. So for these and other reasons, staff is fully supportive of this rezoning and recommends approval of it.
Thank you. Do any members of the commission have any questions for staff? Very good. Do I hear a motion regarding this item?
Make a motion that we approve docket as written for staff.
Thank you. I have a motion from Commissioner Estridge to approve this rezoning. Do I hear a second? I have a second from Commissioner Bixler. And that is just to recommend rezoning.
Correct. So this will be recorded in our meeting as a recommendation of approval. This will proceed from the Planning Commission to the City Council for them to take up the final action on this.
Very good. Any last minute discussion? Hearing none, I'd like to call for a vote. All in favor, please indicate by raising your right hand and saying aye. Aye. This appears to be a unanimous vote. Thank you. The next item on our agenda tonight is a review of the final development plan for Oasis Animal Hospital. We're going to follow the same procedure as the previous item. Mr. Deerhog, will you please introduce this item?
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So the request you have before you tonight is the approval of a final development development plan for this portion of the Laurel Meadows plan development. It's because this is a planned development is why it's coming before the planning commission for your review tonight. In a plan development, before any development can proceed, it needs to have the approval of the planning commission. So I'm showing on the screen right now the location of this property at 900 West Butler Road. It's just immediately next to the Mauldin Library, which on this is shown at 800 West Butler Road. What you have before you tonight is a plan to develop this site for the Oasis Animal Hospital, which will be their second facility within the city. I'll show you as well the renderings that they are proposing to build on this site. This is a look at the building that they are proposing. A few more renderings of that same building, just some different angles. And then here's the site layout that they're proposing. On the left side of the screen is West Butler Road. So hopefully that'll help you kind of get your orientation. The library on this screen is at the bottom of the screen, shown just off the page. But you can see it's a pretty standard layout with the building wrapped by parking. That's our introduction for this item for you tonight, and I'll be glad to answer any questions later when we get into this report.
Thank you. Do any members of the commission have any conflict of interest or ex parte communication to disclose regarding this item? Thank you. Does the applicant wish to add any comments at this time? Okay, we got that. We record everything. Oh.
Yeah, so just for those who are online who didn't hear, we have applicant Atticus Mabry here, who is available to answer any questions that we may have at the appropriate.
Thank you. I'd like to open the floor to public comment about this item. Are there any members of the public who'd wish to make comments? Okay, then I'll close the floor then. And then do any members of the commission have any questions for the applicant? Hearing none. Mr. Deerhog, will you please provide the recommendation of staff?
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So the staff has reviewed this development plan for compliance with the city of Mauldin's codes and ordinances, and we found that it meets or exceeds all the minimum standards that are prescribed in our codes. For this reason, staff recommends approval of this final development plan with the following condition: that the full civil engineering and landscape plans shall meet the standards in the codes and ordinances for the city of Mauldin.
Thank you. Do any members of the commission have any questions for staff? Pretty straightforward. Do I hear a motion regarding this item?
Staff.
I have a motion to approve this item with staff recommendations that the engineering and landscape plan shall meet the standards and codes of the ordinances of the city of Mauldin. Do I have a second? I have a second from Commissioner Reddy. Any last minute discussion? I'd like to go ahead and call for a vote. All in favor, please indicate by raising your right hand and saying aye. Aye. Appears to be a unanimous vote. Thank you. Those are all the listed items on our agenda tonight. Any other business?
There is no other business for tonight.
Very good. At that point, then I'd like to, I'm entertaining motions to adjourn. Absolutely. Welcome back, Commissioner Reddy. After a couple of year break. Thanks for coming back. You made this meeting work tonight.
Happy to be here.
We couldn't have done it without you.
Oh my gosh, the pressure is on, huh? Okay, no, happy to be here. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
Move.
Second?
Seconded.
All right, thank you. I think that's good enough. That's it for tonight's meeting. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.